So this little pattern is it's a variant of a very, very old fly called the Soldier Palmer, but this one's using some modern materials. It's a mixture of sort of old-fashioned and traditional. Not a hard fly to tie, but get the proportions right, and it's a real killer. Now, a lot of people think this is a brown trout only fly. However, I can assure you it's very, very good for rainbows as well in the reservoir, especially up the back end. There's a real propensity for fish come the back end of the year to look at flies that are red in it, usually because they're high up in the water. Red's the most prominent colour when you're fishing high up, hence there's an awful lot of red dry flies. So let's go ahead and tie it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a wet fly hook in the vise. Give myself a little bit of space to work with here. So I'm sticking a wet fly hook in the vise here, and I've got a 8/0 uni thread red, which come in, create a body. All the way down to the end of the hook shank. Get rid of that thread there. So in the original it was wool, but there's a way you can work your Glow Bright to get it nice and fluffy. So this is Glow Bright 3, which is the same colour as I'm using for the body. And I'm just going to take a long, it's like 2 feet of this stuff, fold it over so I've got a foot, fold it over so I've got 6 inches, fold it over so I've got 3 inches, and then fold it over again. So I've got like 1.5 inches of actual workable material. And to keep the fly even, get that down on the whole body, right down to the end of the hook shank there. Now what we do here is we'll take about half the hook length again and trim that off. To give it a bit fluffing up, take your Velcro and work it back up. See this little pom-pom shape. Once you put all that back down, it's a nice fluffy tail like so. I've got a soft bright gold wire. You can use old traditional metal tinsel wire using salmon flies. However, I like this one. It's soft and it really pings out on the fly. So this is your ribbon material. Catch him in on the hook, wind him back up, back down the body. So then we've got this stuff. It's a very, very small red micro chenille. Very small. And just catch that in at the top of the hook shank, work your way down and tie in. Give us a little space to work with the head, and then a nice touch and turns, come up over the body, making sure everything's nice and even, and finish that off there. A couple of wraps. It's a really vivid blood red, that really good fly box stuff that is. I'll put it up on the recipe, on the tying recipe. So now we're looking for a really, really gingery cock hackle for the body, and I quite like a big hackle, so it's quite wide. I'm just looking for one on this one. I'm just looking for one on the skin here, one that's going to suit the fly. He's about right. So just strip some of the fibres away and catch that in on my side of the hook shank. Really tough thread wraps because it's a cock hackle. It's a really stiff stem. So we've just got to wind this down the body and catch it in with the rib. So a couple of turns at the head. Get my thread out of the way. A couple of turns at the head and then work down. Open turns. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on my 5th, I'm going to come round and catch it with my wire, my soft wire. Park that out of the way. And then up, and as even as you can, because of the hackle, and open wraps with the gold wire. I have to come through the hackle a little bit, and then just secure at the head. Twizzle your wire to get him off. This should come off, but because it's a cock hackle, sometimes, there you go. So just stroke all the fibres back with the feathers. Give yourself a little space at the head there. So there you go, there's the big cock hackle in place. Now, I use that. So I've got a feather prepped here. I'm just going to catch that in, being careful not to catch any of the cock hackle fibres, and then pull the feather back and give yourself a little bit of space here at the eye. So what I do is I do a little single whip finish, and then with my hackle pliers just come in and stroke these fibres back to create the soft webby front hackle. So what I do is I stroke every turn in front of the other one. Make sure you stroke the fibres back so they're out of the way, like so. One more wrap. You didn't really want the thick end of the feather, so come across and lock that in place. A couple of wraps there. And maybe a sharp pair of scissors and just snip away. These fibres don't want to be there. Snip away the waste, pull all the fibres out of the way and create a nice, neat, compact head, like so, and then just whip finish. And there is a modern version of a very old fashioned but very, very effective fly, the Soldier Palmer. Just finish him off with a tiny bit of varnish either side. Here it is, Soldier Palmer, tried in modern materials. Dare I say even better than the original? I can't really say that because it stood the test of time. However, I like the translucency of that red chenille. It's a really good fly. Try it. That's my modern Soldier Palmer.